Welcome, I am Rail Zeev and your host for Keep Traveling Your African Vacation, the only podcast which brings you insightful information in the African tourism industry by real tourism professionals. Today is our 19th episode, and I have the pleasure of introducing Christian Sanchez, who is General Manager at the Anantara Resort on the island of Bazaruto in Mozambique. Christian, welcome to the show.
Hello, good morning, Zeev. How are you?
Great, thank you. It's really nice to have somebody from paradise on my show because although I haven't stayed at the Anantara Resort, I have been on Bazaruto and I think it's just a fantastic place to be.
Yes, it's a very stunning place, just with the watercolors and everything that you find around between ocean and dunes, so you have a good mix.
So just for our international listeners, give me a little bit of an understanding of where you are geographically and the best way that your guests, or the easiest way that your guests actually get to you.
So we are 800 kilometers from the capital of Mozambique, which is Maputo. And here our main airport is called Vilanculos. So the best way to arrive here, I will suggest to go flying through South Africa through Joburg. So once the guests arrive to Joburg, from there they can take a flight directly to Vilanculos. It takes 1 hour 30 minutes with the air link. And once they arrive to Vilanculos, they have two ways how to arrive to the resort. One will be flying by helicopter, which takes 12 minutes. And another one is to take a boat, which takes 45 minutes.
I suppose either way that they take the helicopter or the boat, either way comes with a little bit of an adventure, right?
Of course, when you take the boat, obviously you will be able to see some wildlife. You might find some dolphins on the way or dugongos. And when you're taking the helicopter, obviously you will see with the aerial views the stunning reefs and as well passing through the dunes until you arrive to the resort.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about the resort itself, as far as how much space it takes up on the island, what else there is on the island, and the activities that you offer to your guests.
Okay, so this area, the archipelago of Bazaruto, is constituted in two main islands. One is Benguera and the other one is Bazaruto. Bazaruto is the largest one and this is where we are located. So there is only two major resorts in this island and a small eco lodge. So ourselves, we are based in 300 hectares on the island, so we are pretty large. We own our own airstrip. It's the same size as the airport in Vilanculos. So even if you have your private plane, you can arrive here with your private plane. We do have some people who do that and a group of friends as well. And we are the largest resort in the area. We are 44 private villas. They go from 1 bedroom to 2 bedrooms. So as well, we cater for plenty of families. We have tennis courts, 2 swimming pools, we have slides, we have games room, we have 3 restaurants, and we are an all-inclusive resort. Saying that, we do have as well our own fleet of boats, 9 boats. So when the person comes to Bazaruto, they can go snorkeling or diving, and as well they can go fishing. And Mozambique and this area is very popular because of the marlin. Mozambique is one of the places in the world that you will find the normal blue marlin and the black marlin. So here we do have it, and we have our season that starts now in June and goes up to November. But as well, we do have whale season that can be from September till December.
I'm a keen fisherman, so you got smaller kinds of fishing that you can go after as well?
Of course. We have people who goes just for a half day, just for the experience, to go and catch some tuna, some red snapper, or depends on the location they were going to be.
That's fantastic. I just want to go back to you talking about your own airstrip. For people that want to fly in direct, can I clear customs on Bazaruto, or do I still have to clear customs on the mainland?
So at the moment we are finalizing an agreement with the government to clear customs at our own hotel. When we do have larger groups, we speak with the authorities and they bring somebody into the property. When it's smaller groups, they will be flying in their plane. We have a lot of people coming or families. They will land in Vilanculos. It will take them 10 minutes just to do the passport control. They will jump in again in their plane and land in Bazaruto.
Okay, so it's really easy to get directly onto the island.
We do have people coming with their own private planes. Next year we have Boeing 757 just as a group coming for next year, and they will be coming to be our guests.
Christian, the news at the moment is not very appetizing towards bringing international people to Mozambique, a little bit of conflict, etc. What can you say to our listeners to relieve them of any worries that they might have about coming to that beautiful place of yours on Bazaruto?
So for the listeners who didn't have a little bit of the background what was happening in Mozambique, obviously there was elections in the month of October in 2024. So in the capital there was a big commotion and the people were not happy with that. Obviously, based on the location where we were in Bazaruto, that was not affecting us. As I mentioned before, we are 800 kilometers away from the capital, and majority of our guests, they come through South Africa, through Joburg, direct connection. So here in Bazaruto, literally we were having nothing. So it was business as usual. Obviously that affects us because the European Union, Commonwealth and the Americans, they put some travel bans into the country. And on top of that, the insurance were not covering the travelers. So many of the travelers decided not to travel. What I can say myself, I'm a foreigner. I'm here. I've been during all this time here. I've always been safe. There hasn't been any problem. One thing is what we listen and we see on the media. Another thing is what we live on the grounds. And we need to understand that obviously there is in everything conflicts or situations that happens there, it's some propaganda or some interest behind. But obviously we get affected because of that and the people get scared to travel. But as I said, I've been here all the time, in and out of the country, no problems. I'm still here on the island and I will suggest the people not to fear. If they have any doubts, contact the resort and they will advise you if it's safe or not safe to travel. I will never put somebody in danger.
And that's nice coming from you, the general manager. So when you say contact us, you would be happy to receive requests from people directly to yourself to say, yeah, no problem, come talk to me. You'd be happy to jump on a call with anybody that's concerned about safety.
Of course, I have those calls even from the embassies at the time contacting the guests. So for me, it's easy. More than welcome to share my number. Contact me via WhatsApp if they have any doubts or via email and I will jump in a call. I receive calls every day for different subjects, even for reservations or rates, and I'm very open to it.
That's fantastic. And I'm sure that people listening would feel a lot more comforted knowing that they can contact you directly, as well as your thoughts on the subject. I just want to change subjects and touch on your staff complement. Let's discuss, you said you're a foreigner, but what about all your complement underneath you? Are those most Mozambicans?
I'm the only foreigner at the resort, so we have a team of 175 people. All of them are nationals. And we need to take in consideration that the nationals, we have people who are from the island and as well people from mainland. During hospitality has been implemented in Mozambique for already a few years, and with the skills it takes time to develop the teams. We are happy to have a team which is very empathized with the guests, outgoing. Obviously, the English, it's a concern, so we even provide certain English lessons. Not everybody had in the past the same education, but nevertheless we push them and we need to cooperate with the people of the island. So it depends on what is going to be the position. Some people who have a lower English level, they are doing more jobs back of the house, and the ones who have a better understanding of the language, they will be in front of the house. So we still maintain the standards and what is required by the company.
That's fantastic. And I'm Zimbabwean, and I keep pressing upon people how friendly the Zimbabweans are. I can also relate that to the Mozambican people. The man on the street is just as friendly as you would find anywhere else in the world, if not friendlier.
I will say so. They are very friendly as well, South Africans, Zimbabweans. In the end, when you come to Africa, the perception in the world is totally different when you are on the grounds. And people are very approachable and easygoing. You will find difficult people everywhere in the world as well.
That's for sure. That's for sure. I just want to touch on the subject of sustainability. Can you tell me, obviously, I'm assuming a lot of your produce as far as seafood is concerned is coming right out of the water, and that must be fantastic. What about fruit, vegetables? Are you growing anything on the island, or are you bringing that all across from the mainland? And a second part of the question is, are you producing your own power?
Obviously, everything that is related to seafood and fish comes from here locally, and we cooperate with the communities. So the community has a small association, so they rotate between the families so everybody can have a job. Now, we do have an internal farm that we produce our own products. Obviously, the capacity is not enough to provide to the guests and the staff, so we need to buy products from mainland, but we are with a project to expand it. Then regarding to the energy, the government just made an installation of a solar plant. So we are just now in the process to connect. Hopefully this month we will be able to arrange that. And then we are going to do an expansion for the solar system as well, because the current capacity is not enough. And we do other projects regarding to sustainability. We collect the bottles, we build a glass house with it. We give whatever is leftovers to ANAC, which is the National Park Association. So with that, they mix it with plastic and they create bricks.
Okay, that sounds fascinating. I've been thinking about where you live, and I know that you said it becomes a little bit much after some period of time, but I'd happily swap with you any time of the day. You just let me know when you want to leave, okay?
No problems. I enjoy to be here, but as well we need a bit of civilization.
I understand. So when you need that 2 or 3 week break, we'll just swap tickets and you come and stay here and I'll come over there. Christian, give us a little bit of a background where you've come from as far as your journey to getting to where you are today.
So my journey started like 15 years ago. Myself, I'm Spanish. I'm born in Africa myself, and I grown up in Portugal. Family is a big mix. Father is born in Morocco and grandfather is from Cuba. So it's very international. Myself, in this journey that I started, I lived and I had the possibility to live already in 14 countries around the world, aside of the travel ones. And I did study law in Spain. So that's my background, but I was not feeling to be in an office and I didn't enjoy it much. So then I did a postgraduate in hotel management, and from there started my adventure. So I started in the USA. From there I've been in UK, in Manchester and in Channel Islands, managing a small boutique hotel from small luxury hotels of the world. And from there I've been in Africa, Caribbean, Eastern countries. And before I came to Bazaruto, I was managing the property of Anantara, Seychelles. Beautiful private villas, butler service, very high-end. And I came to a project here to Bazaruto to develop this product. So we are doing a small revamp into the property, getting the levels of the standards up, and the journey then will continue where, I don't know, where the company decides to move me.
It seems like you have no limit. You say you've lived in 14 different countries. Do you have a favorite?
Look, every country has something good and bad. I make the best of each place because it's based on the age and the experience, what you have been doing, and the people you have connected with. So if you're very open mind, you'll make the best of it. I've been in places there was not existing like shops, as an example, or no cinema. So you don't have that normal life that you will have in a European city, but you adapt to it. You make the best of it. And I can be grateful that in this journey I have met very nice people. I have connected along with plenty of people, and they have been very helpful along this journey. So I'm grateful.
That's great. How long have you been with the Anantara group? Because I know Anantara has a number of resorts all over the world. So how long have you been managing for Anantara?
For them, I've been almost 3 years.
At this time of the program, I always like to ask my guests to remember a funny incident that you've had. And I'm sure there's been many where your guest ended up drunk in the pool, or you were chased down by a lion, or whatever the case is. Give us a funny experience that maybe at the time wasn't so funny, but today you can look back and you can really laugh about it.
Look, I had many experiences, good ones and bad ones. But look, I had situations that I could laugh. People being naked in a lobby, as an example. It's weird situations happen. But in the end, there's plenty of experiences that you learn from it. What I will take from all of that, even funny or not funny or complicated, is the people that I've been able to connect. And at the time, I still in contact. For certain reasons, just to be kind and polite. I had a gentleman from UK, his daughter was going to get married and the daughter canceled the wedding. That was a $250,000 deposit. But not to make him lose that money, they gave the possibility to come as vouchers to all the family for a certain time, because I thought it was the right thing to do. One thing is when we go through the rules, but that you need to have that human side. And nowadays, he's a good friend of mine. He's the owner of all the cash and carries in the UK. So we made a very good relationship from there. And we're still in contact, and he's a gentleman of 60 years old, and he comes himself picking up myself in the airport when I go to the UK. He doesn't need to do that, but he does it because that was a bond created because of that circumstances.
Christian, I know that you've been very generous together with Anantara in offering the listeners a prize giveaway. Can you tell the listeners what it is that you're offering?
So we'll be offering a 2-night stay here at Anantara. It's going to be a beach pool villa for 2 people. It's going to be a voucher and it's going to be extended for a 1-year period.
Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. I appreciate your time and energy, and it's been lovely chatting to you. Again, I'm very jealous, but who knows what will happen in the future. And thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. Don't worry, I'll give you that call. We can do a swap.
I look very forward to receiving that call, Christian. Today I was chatting with Christian Sanchez, who's General Manager at the Anantara Resort on the beautiful island of Bazaruto in Mozambique. Do not forget that fantastic prize giveaway of a 2-night stay on the island. All the entry details can be found in the show notes of this episode, or head over to www.wildsunsets.traveled/podcast. If you enjoy the show, please rate the show on Apple Podcasts or drop me an email. Tune in again next week when we will be chatting to Susana Vidal, who's the General Manager of the Bahia Mar Boutique Hotel in Vilanculas, Mozambique, on the mainland. My name is Rael Zeev, and consider this. A few years from now, you will not remember how much it cost you, but you will still remember the memories you made. Keep traveling.